Hey my wonderful queens of the world, I thought we'd talk about fear and self-doubt. Yeah, so that's just that's just for the fucking cover photo because last time I didn't have one, yeah? Our biggest enemy is ourselves. Our minds. It's something that we need to discuss. Like, it is not normal to go through life being fearful of doing everything and accomplishing your interests and aspirations and things that you want to do in life because you're fearful. Fearful of what? Fearful because you think that it won't work out. Well, how will you know if you never try? Do you know what I mean? Fearful of what others think. Who cares what others think? Because when you die, what do you take with you? Nothing. You actually take nothing with you, except your dead body, which is awful. I don't really want to die. But the point is, why do we care what other people think? We should only care what we think. And are we really going to sacrifice the life that we want because of other people's opinions? I hope not. If I had to recommend any podcast to somebody else, it would be Mel Robbins' podcast, until I have my own. But I'd still recommend Mel Robbins. And Mel Robbins had a Hollywood person on there. Where is his name? I didn't write it down. And he explains how to remove self-doubt and get anything that he basically wanted to achieve. So when I watch this podcast, he's actually got a book called Who Better Than Me. I have a weekly planner, and every week I always put like a little reminder on it, something that resonates with me, something that I want to remind myself of this week. And this week's reminder was Who Better Than Me. And for the simple reason that I'm applying to uni this week, I've applied to modelling agencies because why the fuck not? I've been wanting to do modelling since I was like, what, 16? And if nobody gets back to me, at least I still put myself out there. And do you know what? There's plenty more other modelling agencies that I can apply to. And the only reason why I weren't applying is because I was scared of the outcome. I was scared of being rejected. But life is about being rejected. There might be 20 modelling agencies that think, girl, you're not the one. But there might be one that thinks you are the one. Or there might be one that rejects you, but 20 others accept you. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen this bone structure, girl? Joe always compliments my bone structure, and I'm just like, say it again. Say it again. Anyways, this Hollywood producer said that you can be the producer of your own story. Damn right we fucking can. We write our own story. We write what we do in our story. So get writing the life that you want is what I'm saying. Anyway, so now whenever I doubt myself and I start thinking, yeah, but what if this, what if that, you know, and my brain just starts spiraling into a negative spiral, right? I remind myself, who better than me? Take it up to a positive spiral. Who better than me? Who better than me to accomplish things that I want to do? Who better than me? We're all unique. We're not all the same. We've all got our own uniqueness. We're all our own person. We all look different. We act different. It's all different. Life is full of differentness. So why would we not use our difference to get where we want to be? The only thing stopping you is yourself. Stop stopping yourself. Let's not do that. Let's not doubt ourselves now. I've reduced the sugar in this cup of tea, not because I care about calories, but because I care about having palpitations. I've already had a nice coffee today and I'm going 100 miles per hour, and I don't know if any of this that I say to you guys will even make any sense. I don't really have a thought process for what I'm saying to you. I just know that I'm talking to you about fear and self-doubt, and I'm trying to reduce that so the quality of your life is not small and it's big, and you flourish in things. Flourish or flourish? Flourish. You know what I'm trying to say. Flourish in things that you want to do, which I don't think I said that right, but the point is still there, guys, and the principle remains, right? I want you to thrive in the life that you want, and I don't want you to live a small life because you've conditioned yourself to live a small life. That tastes of shit. Yeah. Should have just put 2 sugars in it and had palpitations, but you can be here as an accessory. Everything that I would want to do in life or that I did do in life would be followed on by something negative. It's almost like I feel embarrassed if I'm gonna go ahead and do something and I tell somebody about it because I'm like, but it might not work because of this, but they might reject me, but they might say no, but this, but that. And it's like, get rid of the buts. We don't need to include the buts. And it's not embarrassing for trying at something and not succeeding in it in the first time, or not succeeding in it at all, but at least you know that you've tried. And I always used to say, I want to do this, but no buts. No buts. We're removing that but. In a way, I feel like I was preparing myself for the worst, but actually I should have been preparing myself for the best. And I often come across a quote which says, if you can overthink the worst, then you can overthink the best. And overthinking the best is what we need to do. We just need to rewire our brain to do so. And I make that sound so simple. It's really not simple at all. And in a way, I'm holding back because clearly I'm not going all in, because I'm thinking there's still a fraction or a percentage that this could not work out. But how would I know the answer to that until I've done it? Please tell me, is there anything that you've wanted to do in your life but you thought, but what if they say no? And being told no isn't even a bad thing. No is a redirection to a better thing. Somewhere you wanted to work said no and you were dead set on going there, but they said no, but then another place said yeah and you went there and you were like, oh my god, I couldn't imagine my life any different. That's why I see no as a redirection instead of as a go cry about it sort of thing. Putting things into perspective as well, when something hasn't gone right in my life, it's always turned out better. I wanted to touch on assuming the best. And I don't just mean assuming the best when you're applying to a new job, when you go into uni. I mean assuming the best overall. In the sense that when you catch people looking at you, what are you going to think? Are you going to think, why the fuck are they looking at me? But how do you know that that person that's staring at you isn't thinking something nice? How do you know that that person that's looking at you isn't thinking, I like her outfit, I like her makeup, I wonder how she did her hair, where's her earrings from? That person might be admiring something about you, but because you're overthinking the worst, you're thinking that person, they're a bitch. They're looking at me and they're like, what the fuck is she doing? What the fuck is she wearing? And I just think it's a really bad mindset to have, because then you sort of feel like the world's against you. And it's like, why think the worst? Because at the end of the day, you might never know what they are thinking, but what you do know is what you tell yourself. So you might as well tell you the best thing. That person might be looking at you and thinking some god awful things, but they also might be looking at you and thinking the best things in the world. So I'd go with the best, because you're killing your own peace by thinking these negative things, by thinking that people think this or think that of you. I remember one time a person said to me something along the lines of, you always see the best in people, why? And I was just like, why not? I also feel like we can have a lot of self-doubt and fear when we enter rooms that we think we don't deserve to be in. For example, when I used to get invited to events and I'd go to them and I used to think like, am I supposed to be here? Maybe I'm not the one for this. Do them events make you feel like that, Leah? Or have you made yourself feel like that? Have you made yourself feel like an outsider and like the other people there deserve to be there? You've made yourself feel like an outsider. Nobody's gone up to you, Leah, and said you don't deserve to be here, because if you didn't deserve to be there, you wouldn't have got an invite. For example, I got invited to the Poly event. There wasn't a shred of self-doubt in my mind. I didn't think, well, so-and-so has more followers than me, this person's quite big in the influencer industry. I didn't even think that. I just thought, Apollo wanted to invite me. How kind of him. This is fun. I get to speak to new people. I get to make friends. Like, that's all I thought. But going back 6 months ago, would I have thought that? No, I would have definitely doubted myself. 100%. Just tell yourself you're excited, because you're excited to go somewhere new, and it's normal for nerves to follow with that. So when I mentioned about going into new places, you've got to go in there and you've got to think, I deserve to be in here. And that's healthy arrogance. Healthy arrogance is saying, I deserve to be here just as much as anybody else in here. I am me, they are them, there's no competition, it's not me versus them, it's just me in this room with a bunch of other people that also deserve to be here, and we can all be friends. If you tell yourself, I don't deserve to be here, you're going to believe that you don't deserve to be there. If you tell yourself, I do deserve to be here, you're going to believe that you deserve to be there. We're feeding negative thoughts into our minds and then questioning why we're doubting ourselves and we're being fearful, when we're teaching ourselves how to doubt ourselves and how to be fearful, when we shouldn't be doing that. We should be teaching ourselves how to love our uniqueness, how to be confident, how to not be doubtful of ourselves. Who benefits from you not being confident? Who benefits from you not loving yourself? Who benefits from you doubting yourself? By the way, when I watch podcasts on self-doubt and like fear and things like that, it was in my prime time where I would doubt myself and I would be fearful to do things. Now I do it no matter how I feel. For example, I'm submitting my application for uni and I know which uni I want to go to, and I really hope that I get in. I don't doubt that I won't, but I also know that if I do get rejected, that isn't anything on me, because I've been real, I've been raw in my application, and I've presented myself as me. So if they don't accept me as me, then I don't accept them as my university. Going back to when I really needed to watch these videos, is when I got invited to go do the audition for the Foot Asylum Locked In. I was so anxious. Even when I got to London, even when I got outside and saw the queue, I said to Joseph, I don't really want to go. I don't think I can go in. But I knew for me to grow and develop, I had to do it. I had to go in and do that. So not only did I do it because, yeah, it'd be nice to go in Locked In, like, nice opportunity, whatever, but it'd also be nice to do something out of my comfort zone so I grow as a person. Maybe next time when I do something like this, I won't feel as anxious as I do now. I can tell myself 101 things. I do not doubt myself. I am so confident, but they are just words. Like, I need to actually do something to achieve something. And looking back, I think that audition was in September? And we're now in January. So if you look at my self-doubt then compared to now, we've come a long way, guys. By watching podcasts and TED Talks on not doubting myself, did a switch just flip like, okay, I don't doubt myself anymore. Thanks for that 40-minute long video, 20-minute long video. I don't doubt myself anymore. That's not what happened. I had to go and do something to battle that feeling of self-doubt and fear. And even though I got rejected, I didn't feel like I've been told no. I was just proud of myself that I actually went down there and did it and opened myself up to the answer of no or yes, because it's a 50-50 chance. You're either getting told yes or you're getting told no. And I got rejected in probably the most uncomfortable way ever. I got told yes just to be brought back in front of everybody and told you're not going through. But I didn't care that I got told no. I just cared about the fact that I actually had the courage to go down and do that no matter how I was feeling. And that is why you do it scared, you do it happy, you do it excited, you do it sad, you do it angry, you just do it. In a way, I also feel like I was the person that I needed whilst I was in there, because there were people scared, doubting themselves, but because I didn't want that energy to reflect onto me, I was like, no guys, look at these notes that I made on self-doubt, like, let me tell you about it. And when they were doubting themselves, I was saying, no, we're not going to doubt ourselves. And whatever they were saying, I were going back with a response on not doubting yourselves. But what they didn't know is actually that was helping me, and I'd only just discovered a podcast on self-doubt, and I'd only just made these notes to make me feel better about coming down and doing this audition. And then I got to help others to feel better, to not doubt themselves, to feel more confident when they're going, even if it was just by 1%, they felt a little bit less anxious, a little bit less nervous about going into their audition. I did something good. So it's like I was being the person that I needed as well. Like, I was TED talking myself. So not only do I urge everyone to not doubt themselves, to not be fearful, I also urge you to learn how to take rejection, because no could be the best thing that ever happened to you, if I'm totally honest with you. Every no has a value, every no leads you somewhere different, and always just a reminder that you tried. And yeah, you got told no, but you tried. If you didn't try at all, you would never know the answer. You do not have to have everything to be able to start something. I saw a great description of this actually, and it was explained really well. So the example that this creator gave was, you could watch 100 videos on how to do something, but you've never practiced in your life. And then when you carry it out, you're still not going to be perfect at it. You could try do something 100 times. You could act out what you have learned after every time you learned something, and you're going to be amazing at it. So the point is, you don't have to know everything or have everything to be able to start or be perfect at something. Just starting will get you to where you want to be. Anyways guys, my cup of tea actually isn't that bad, to be fair with you, as I've got down it. I think the sugar's hiding down there. Because I'm sure I didn't just put one in, I'm sure I put 1.5 in because I thought, fuck it. Anyways guys, our ending note on this is, even if you do doubt yourself, even if you are scared, even if you are anxious, even if you feel nervous, even if you compare yourself, do it anyways. By acting, you're achieving, even if you're starting at the very bottom. And how we get somewhere is by taking baby steps. You can't just take one big jump. Yeah, you doubt yourself now, and it might take you 100 times till you don't ever doubt yourself again. But you're getting 1% better each time. And before you know it, you're 100% better. Whilst we're making progress as well, it's very easy to forget how far you've come. I've only just put into perspective how far I've come from September to January now, speaking to you guys about it. Even though I made that conscious decision to make that change, it took me so long to get where I am now, which is January. And now I've put it into perspective, it's like, wow, you really don't doubt yourself. You really do understand that you're unique, you really do understand that you're different, and you really do understand that it's just you. There's nobody else that you have to compare yourself to. There's nothing you have to doubt, and there's nothing you have to be scared of, because life is full of yes and no's. Just find your right yeses and take the right no's. Anyways, I love you girlies, okay?